remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem, performed today by Ariana Fernandez. Gymnasts, you may now march to your first event.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Alaska Airlines Arena at Heck Edmondson for Pavilion for today's Pac-12 matchup between your number 10 Washington Huskies and the number 22 Stanford Cardinal. Exciting conference action coming to you today. We have a really dynamic Husky team right now, coming off 2 consecutive 197 scores. First time since 2004 that the team has scored 197s back-to-back. Stanford getting ready to put together 24 routines for just the, I think, second or third time this season. They have struggled to put up a full complement on bars and look to do that today. So excited for them to get some full depth going on. The Huskies will start, as they do, the home team on vault and then proceed to bars, beam, floor, vault. The away team, in a wacky rotation, they start on bars, then move to vault, then they go to floor and end on beam. The vault, a great event for the Cardinal, not as much so for the Huskies. It's their lowest ranked event so far this season at 19th. Their season high of 49.125. They have one gymnast that puts up a 10.0 start value vault. 2, actually. They've got Haley Roy and Monica Riley doing forward landing vaults. And then you'll see some Yurchenko layout fulls from the rest of the lineup. So they're really looking to clean up landings, clean up the details. Elise Ray really hoping to get, again, over that 197 mark and drop a low 196 from their all-important regional qualifying score. For those of you that don't know that, the regional qualifying score is the way after this weekend the gymnastics teams are ranked nationally. That's an equation based on taking 3 scores that are away, and then the next 3 highest scores that you have, be it home or away, dropping one of those and then averaging the score. So while obviously gymnastics is a very subjective sport, and with judging, at least the rankings are not done by the AP or a coach's poll, etc., like we have in football or other sports. So the RQS super important. If you are in the top 18, you are seeded in one of top 3 spots to the regional competition, 6 of those held around the country to determine who qualifies to nationals. Last year in the Huskies' first year under head coach Elise Ray-Stats, Huskies qualify to nationals, nearly make the Super 6, finished 8th, one of the Huskies' highest finish ever in her first year. So a really exciting year for the Gym Dogs. They're definitely capitalizing on that momentum with their 10th place ranking right now. A little bit about their head coach. She's the reigning conference coach of the year for her work with the Husky team last year. And I'm going to let this Purple Strong roll. Forgive me, as there's no producer up here telling me when to talk and when not to talk, so I'm just going to keep rolling. So Elise, as many of you gymnastics fans know, was a member of the 2000 U.S. gymnastics team that competed at Sydney. Ended up winning the bronze after the Chinese team was disqualified, was the only U.S. Olympian to qualify for an event final in that kind of Olympics that was fraught with controversy after she was in the rotation that had the vault set at the wrong height. Pretty devastating all-around competition for many of the competitors in that top 8 group. But then Elise went on to the University of Michigan to compete in the college ranks, left as the all-time leading All-American winner for Michigan. She won 14 titles. All-American titles. She was a 3-time NCAA champion, won bars, won beam, and then tied for the all-around. Also inducted into Michigan's Hall of Fame in October of 2015. Across the floor, the coach for the Stanford Cardinal, Tabitha Yim, also a very successful international elite gymnast herself. Competed in the early 2000s as an international elite gymnast. Really looked to be a member of the 2004 Olympic team and suffered a devastating Achilles injury that kept her off the team, but was just a fantastic gymnast to watch. And like Elise, went on to have some redemption over at Stanford. Was also a 14-time All-American, most in school history. Twice won the Pac-10 all-around title. They're assisted by Chris Swirsek in his back at his 15th season in Stanford. And Neil Gallant, the Huskies, assisted by Chad Weiss and Ralph Rosso. So Huskies on vault. Season high 49.125, as I mentioned. They have a ranking of 19th. They will be led off by Madison Kopiak. At least Ray tells me she has a really nice looking Yurchenko 1.5 in the tucked position. Doesn't look like they'll get that into the lineup this season, but something to look forward to as the Huskies hope to get a few more 10-0s in the lineup. So Madison Kopiak starts, then Monica Riley with her Yurchenko layout half, Haley Roy with her Sukahara layout half, sort of Sukahara, sort of Casamatsu, I'm not sure. And then Kristen Hoffa, Haley Burleson, and Evany Roberson with 3 big Yurchenko fulls. Over for the Cardinal on bars, they have a season high 49.225, but obviously this is an event that they have struggled on purely due to depth reasons. So they're ranked 42nd right now, but we're really excited to get Catherine Rogers back in the lineup at Cal last weekend. She suffered an Achilles injury and was just back in the lineup at Cal last week. So they'll be led off by Taylor Lawson, and then Lauren Navarro, Rachel Flam, Catherine Rogers, Kyla Bryant, and Elizabeth Price, the gymnast we are all super excited to watch. Just one of the most dynamic, not college gymnasts, just one of the most dynamic gymnasts you'll see. Her timing in terms of making an Olympic team was tough, so she was an alternate. But we'll go back over to the vault for Madison Kopiak. Very nice stick on her Yurchenko Leo full. She typically gets a little bit more distance than that. You'll see she kind of broke her shoulder angle as she left the vault. So she had decent height, but not the best distance, and then had to pike down to stick that landing. But nice job holding on for Madison. And we'll move over Stanford's Taylor Lawson. Taylor, a freshman in Pennsylvania. Very nice. Shaposhnikova down to the low bar. Little short on that handstand position. Really needs to be within 10 degrees of the handstand to get those full marks. Overall, a nice routine. Taylor had a previous season high of a 9.825. She's out of Parkettes and Bridgeway Academy, same two clubs as Elizabeth Price, or club and school. Looks like Kopiak given a 9.75 for that vault, pretty fair. And we'll see Monica Riley next. Has a junior from Irving, Texas, has a career high 9.875. Fell on this vault last week at ASU, under-rotated. Really going for that stick. It's hard to spot the ground when you're not looking at it coming down. So see if she can hone in on the landing. Nicely done, just a small step forward. It's a very clean vault for Monica. Good to see her get back on track. Next on bars, Lauren Navarro. She is a super freshman for the Cardinal out of Laverne, member of the 2015 U.S. Senior National Team. She will compete all around today, as will Rachel Flam and Elizabeth Price. International Elite, was an alternate for the Pan American Games in 2015. Has really been a solid freshman for Tabitha Yim. Big freshman class that she has relied on to fill some lineup holes. Taylor Lawson starts with a 9.7. Good pack salto down to low. She has the kind of toe point where her heels don't come together, so it looks like her feet aren't necessarily glued together, but a really pretty extension on her toe point. Full in. Rotates the twist really slowly, and so that kind of slows down her rotation, which is why she took that big jump forward. Otherwise, a clean routine for the Cardinal, as they're just looking to put up 6 solid scores to get a better bar score than they've been looking at. So Haley Roy, Tacoma, Washington, she is on the power events for the Huskies. Big power on that vault, lots of distance. Not the most completely straight shape on that layout. She kind of holds a very hollow layout, but nice and solid. She's the Huskies' highest ranked vaulter this season, just over 9.8 average for Haley. Another super freshman there for the Cardinal, Rachel Flam, out of Houston, Texas, trained at Stars. A super successful, super rare. Competed in the Nastia Lukin Cup. Won the all-around at 2016 JO Nationals. She competed at P&G Championships. She's been in the all-around the last 3 meets and will compete all-around again tonight. Last week, against Cal, she over-rotated her layout, her full twisting double layout dismount. So we'll look to put that to her feet today. So we look like a little judges conference over Lauren Navarro's routine. Still, Rachel was named the Pac-12 Newcomer of the Week a couple weeks ago, February 6th. So super talented. Looks like Navarro ended up with a 9.75. And she got the go-ahead sign. Ooh. Little bit, you could tell that she was off on the toe on half there. I couldn't tell from here if she didn't quite get her second hand on properly, but did not look like that was going to go well. She unfortunately has had a couple falls this season, so hopefully she can finish strong in case they have another score to deal with here. But she has a huge dismount coming up. Full twisting double layout. Really nicely done. Tough break for Rachel and for the Cardinal. See that dismount again, flings out, but lands on her feet. So we will go back to vault. Kristen Hoffa, junior out of San Marcos, California. She has a career high 9.85, really needs to control her power here. Nicely done vault, but that big step has yet to really rein in a great landing this year. Only one meet over 9.8, which the vault technically is primed for that. She has a nice straight body position, good block off the horse, but hasn't been able to nail that landing yet. So hopefully we can get that in coming in soon. I'm sure that's going to be right around a 9.75 vault when you need to get over 9.8 to get up into that 197 range. Bar judges appear to be taking their sweet. Hoffa does indeed go 9.75. Is the all-important sixth member of the Cardinal bar lineup. They had been competing with 5 before and had to count some pretty low scores. Catherine trained at All-American Gymnastics in Utah most recently, was a 5th all-around at the 2016 JO Nationals. Rachel Flam gets a 9.1 as we get a mount from Catherine. Beautiful extension on that handstand. Very nice toe point. A little flat on the Tkachev, but catches easily. Big leg break on the pack, and clearly was supposed to go over on that handstand, which you can tell she is suffering from a little bit of a, oh gosh, that's so tough. You can tell she's just new in the bar lineup, lacking a little bit of the endurance to get over on that half pirouette. A little more experienced gymnast may just bail on that and do a switch, kip, not a switch kip, where they just kind of switch directions on their swing. But tough break for the Cardinal as they will have to count a fall on bars. Ooh, yeah, you could tell that that was an unsafe blind full there. So Chris Swirsek said, let's just be safe. We've got a fall to count anyway, which is why it was so important that Rachel Flam ended that routine in a good place. And for the Huskies, senior Haley Burleson, didn't mention her off the top and should have. She has been their rock. Look for a big Yurchenko full here. Tries to hold the stick. You could tell just slightly under-rotated. I would not call that a stick, Huskies, but a really gorgeous fall. She's so tall, gets a nice block, good height, but has to significantly pike down. And I'm sure that'll be in the 9.825-ish range, but a nice vault for Haley, who has competed all around for the Huskies in every meet so far this season. After having a blood clot in her arm at practice last season, that resulted in having one of her ribs removed. She got the green light to start competing or to start training again, I think in mid-December. So her numbers are not where they usually are at this point in the season, which may be good for her, the toll on her body. But Haley Burleson goes 9.75 there as we go back to the Cardinal. This is another of their super freshmen who will be competing all around tonight, Kyla Bryant. Kyla, freshman out of Lake Oconee, Georgia, competed at Georgia Elite Gymnastics. She is a delight to watch. The details, the toe point, the extension in her legs is just really something special. On all events, especially on bars, her extension is gorgeous. She's thrilled to watch on beam as well. So she has a 9.9 season high on bars. She's been over 9.8 in 6 of meets this season. Oh, gorgeous. A little over on that handstand. Nice Tkachev. Wow. Very nice extension on the top. That straight leg pack is really well done. You see most gymnasts' legs separate just a tiny bit, but hers are glued together. And floats that double layout. I mean, just a gorgeous routine. It seems like completes that first rotation almost above the bar. Just a really exceptional double layout dismount. Yeah, she definitely completes that flip above the bar. She's stoked. And frankly, her team really needed that. So she almost had too much rotation. You can tell she had to stay super open as they want to replace that 805. This is Evany Roberson. Super freshman, or sophomore for the Huskies, with the hop there on her vault. That was kind of a tough vault rotation for the Huskies. They're going to certainly be under 49 there, so have some ground to make up if they're hoping to get over that 197 mark. A clean vault from Evany. She had a big stick last week, and getting to this point in the season where if each gymnast in your lineup has a step, that's 1/10, that's 6, well, counting 5/10. So it's a huge thing about the way these little details and tenths add up. So super senior Elizabeth Price next. Not enough adjectives to describe what a phenomenal gymnast she is. She hit a perfect 10 in her first meet of the season and will combine a set of super difficult skills right off the bat here. So I'm just going to let her fly. So difficult, these skills. To connect like that, it's just really impossible to describe accurately how hard that is. Perfect double layout. My view of the mat is a little blocked to see if she stuck that or not, but just beautiful. I mean, it's just a bars lesson from Elizabeth Price. So glad that in her senior year she made the trip up. So you can see her left foot barely slid back. If I'm the judge, that's a 9.975 because just that one little mistake. We see an exhibition here from senior Jocelyn Goings. A solid Yurchenko full vault. Jocelyn, all-around competitor for the Huskies, much of her sophomore and junior years. She suffered a little bit of an ankle injury in inter-squad meet in December and has really worked to come back from that. Recovering from the injury has been really slow, and so she's currently just been in the beam lineups. She's had a few routines on bars, I think, but as a senior, as one of the 2 seniors, really looking for Jocelyn to make a strong finish to her career. So a disappointing first rotation for Stanford, having to count a fall, and a subpar rotation for the Huskies as well on vault. So luckily they move over to bars, which is one of their better events, as the Cardinal goes over to vault, looking to bounce back from kind of a weak first rotation for both teams. Once we see the final scores, I'll give you a rundown. We'll do a quick refresher on all of the vaults. Commentators are the announcers a little bit out of the loop, like I am up here, so I don't blame him. But this is the touch warm-up, as I mentioned. Stanford to vault, Huskies over to bars, where they will have an exhibition from freshman Hannah Wilmarth. The Elise Ray talking about the difference from this year to last. Lost seniors Caitlin Duranchek and Alexi Callis, who only competed 2 events each, but were really strong vocal senior leaders. Huskies expected to bring in a class of 4, and as the season started, lost 2 of their freshmen. A highly touted recruit, Jennifer O out of Woga, decided to retire from the sport after she got all the way to Seattle from Texas. So we wish her well. And then one of their other recruits, a walk-on out of New Jersey, decided gymnastics wasn't for her. College, not quite sure the story. But regardless, the Huskies just with a really small freshman class of 2, Hannah Wilmarth and Geneva Thompson. Wilmarth out of Boulder, she will exhibition on bars, as I mentioned. Geneva Thompson, a local freshman from Puyallup Metropolitan Gymnastics, who has yet to break into the lineups this season. But the Huskies really bolstered by their super sophomores. I didn't do the math, but significant lineup. Biak on vault, bars, beam. You've got Ebony Roberson competing all around. It's just really a solid class. In Stanford's vault lineup today, they'll start with Kaylee Cole, then Lauren Navarro, Rachel Flam, Kyla Bryant, Elizabeth Price, and Taylor Lawson. I didn't... Oh man, looks like we're gonna have some sort of salute cam, which I applaud that creativity from the marketing team. We'll see if the... We'll see if the crowd, oh, she figured it out. That's adorable. I appreciate that. Last week at Cal, sorry, clearly distracted by something shiny. Elizabeth Price put her double twisting Yurchenko in. It was flawless. She stuck it perfectly. So I did not catch her warm up, but we'll see if she puts it in today. That would be a treat for everyone in the crowd. For the Huskies on bars, they will be led off by Michaela Nelson in her first of 3 routines, followed by Ebony Roberson, then Maya Washington, Madison Kopiak, Monica Riley, and Haley Burleson. Monica Riley is the highest ranked Husky on bars. She is actually tied with Elizabeth Price at 35th, which... No disrespect to Monica Riley. She has really come on strong this season with a great Posh, Nikova, Bale, handstand connection, and a beautiful double layout. But there is nothing, there's no other college gymnast doing as difficult of a bar connect. The NCAA coaches and judges decide to kind of correct this, not just the scoring situation. We can't go into how flawed the scoring and the judges are from meet to meet, region to region. But just in the ability to distinguish between gymnasts doing extremely difficult skills and just doing the bare minimum you need to get by, which is why the international elite community went to a scoring system not out of a perfect 10, but with no limit to your scoring potential, the separation of the difficulty score from the execution score. Rant over there. We are getting set for this bar lineup, and for Kaylee Cole over on the vault. Sophomore from Flower Mound, Texas, competed at Texas Dreams. Good block and a nice landing there for Cole. She has a 9.775 season high. Clean. Good vault. So we will start with Michaela Nelson. She has a huge straddled Jaeger off the top. Missed it in one touch, so we'll see if she can grab onto the bar. Like her coach, Elise Ray, she competed at Hills Gymnastics under just one of the all-time great coaches, Kelly Hill, out in Maryland. 9.825 is her season high. She tied that last week. Ooh, and you can tell pulled in so she could be sure to catch. Nice pack salto, caught a little close again, a little tentative here. But beautiful handstand position. Wow, almost too close on the blind full, but ends on a high note with that stick double tuck will be a significant deduction. The catch on that Jaeger. Bent arms, bent legs. But I really love the position on that double tuck, that her legs are actually together and points her toes. So Huskies hopefully can drop that one. As Cole gets a 9.8 on that vault, as we see Lauren Navarro. Solid Yurchenko full, just a little sloppy on the landing there. It's a 9.825 season high on the vault. You can see a bit of a leg separation. Judges may not see that, given their angle versus ours. But a fairly solid vault for Navarro. Ebony Roberson next. She has a 9.85 season high, over 9.83 times. Out of Puyallup, competed for Emerald City Gymnastics. Didn't compete in a single meet last season, and she has been in every single lineup on every event so far this season. Navarro goes 9.775. Looks like some slow scoring again for these bars judges. I saw one flash at 9.8 for Michaela Nelson, which, sorry, would be too high. It looks like she goes 9.725 as we get the green light for Ebony. Piked Jaeger right to overshoot, perfect connection. Short on that final handstand, but hangs on to stick the double layout dismount. Great routine from Ebony, exactly what the Huskies needed to get this rotation back on track. Rachel Flam will be next for the Cardinal. She does a 10-0 vault here. Really unique half turn onto the table, front pike off. Has stuck this for some big scores this season and also struggled a bit with the landing, so we'll see what she comes up with. Beautifully done. Man, if she had bent the knees to absorb the landing a little bit, would have stuck that great vault from Rachel Flam. Beautiful, perfect form. I mean, she appeared to land with perfectly straight knees, which is terrifying, but beautifully done. Roberson 9.825. Hopefully get these scores to rise from that with Maya Washington, her first of 3 events. Maya does a great Ginger for her major release move. Beautiful, keeps her legs together really well. She has a career high 9.9. She's been over 9.8 in 4 of the last 5 meets. She's a sophomore out of San Jose. Competed for San Mateo Gymnastics. Big score for Rachel Flam over on vault, 9.925. Well deserved. Beautiful first handstand for Maya. She'll do her blind full. Ginger, perfectly done. So solid thus far. She will blind full into double tuck to finish here. Needs to be right on top of the bar. Little shy there. Woo! You could tell she pulled in and was a little uncomfortably close on that double tuck, which is why she over-rotated an unfortunate at least 3 steps there, 3/10 deduction. Huskies not looking as clean and crisp as they have the last 2 meets. Kyla Bryant, the super freshman, up next on vault. Gorgeous Yurchenko full. Tries to hold on that stick again. Tries to college stick out of it. Really nicely done. Super vault. Great rotation. Great distance, height off the table. She has a season high 9.875. She's been over 9.8 6 times. Oh, that's tough. Maya Washington goes 9.55. That will now be the one they want to drop. Huskies forced to count 9.725. Got a big a big routine coming up here from Madison Kopiak. Great bar worker. She will do a huge church release move right down to an overshoot. It's a connection that has been tricky for her a few times this season. She is a sophomore out of Calgary, Alberta, competed for Calgary Gymnastics Center. An international elite gymnast. Church release move right to the overshoot. Nicely done. Sometimes hits her feet on the floor, but not today. Great job, Madison. Good handstand. Just her full twisting double back dismount. Tries to hold the stick, just a few little foot faults, but a great routine, high level of difficulty here. We'll see how many little steps she took. Looks like 2 there. You could tell she's disappointed. She's the one who has worked really hard on her landings. You saw that on vault, and then you see that you'll see on beam as well. And so here comes Elizabeth Price. We'll see which vault she decides to do. Just the full today. Beautifully done. Maybe the smallest of slides. 3 times this season, Elizabeth Price has essentially gotten the perfect score on this Yurchenko full. She has gone 9.95. There is literally nothing wrong with that, aside from the smallest slide of her, feet. I mean, it's got to be over a 9.9. Great vault from, I believe, your 5th ranked all-arounder in the country, Elizabeth Price. I think that's her ranking right now. She's also ranked 5th in the country on vault. She was the 2015 NCAA national champion. She goes 9.9, and the Cardinal has scratched Taylor Lawson from the vault, so they will go 49.225 as we go back to Monica Riley. Big connection for her right off the bat. Shaposhnikova down to a bail handstand. Beautiful connection, a little bit of a form break in the middle there, but super clean so far. It's her double layout, and could tell she was holding on, trying to go for that stick, so ended up under-rotating a little bit. Kopiak goes 9.825 though, so great for Monica Riley to put together a clean routine. You can see she was keeping her chest up, but lost a little bit of rotation there, flung off a little bit early. You don't want to see the bar ping like that as a gymnast dismounts. It means that she's not leaving at the correct time. So we will have Haley as the final Husky bar competitor. As I mentioned, Stanford scratched their last vaulter. Very happy with that 49.225. Riley goes 9.85. Great score for her. Burleson Senior from Asheville, North Carolina. She has been over 9.8 in the last 5 consecutive bar routines. She was a 2017 All-American, All-Conference in the all-around as well. She's won 3 meets so far this season. You'll notice she's super tall, really long lines, pretty to watch on bars. Like Maya, she's usually really deliberate about her handstand positions. Little teeny close on that Tkachev. Beautiful bail. And she will do a blindfold to double tuck. Again, beautiful handstand. Very nice blind full. And just a small slide back on the double tuck. Great final routine for Haley Burleson. That wraps up rotation 2. Huskies will head over to beam, Stanford to floor. We wait, clot in her arm, had to remove a rib. So really impressive that she was even able to make it back. The doctors didn't know whether they would green light her to compete ever again. So I mentioned the small freshman class. This is one of them, Hannah Wilmarth, going to be competing in exhibition. She's had a few exhibition performances on bars so far this season, I think 3 or 4. Freshman out of Boulder, California, competed for Airborne Gymnastics, 3rd on bars at the Colorado State Championships. Big leg separation on the Shaposh. Otherwise, nice connection. Very nice blind full. High double tuck. Has all the elements, just needs to clean up the form. Haley Burleson goes 9.825, so the Huskies with a 49.025 on bars. Lower than their season high of a 49.2. But their 2 better events are coming up right now over on beam and floor. The Cardinal floor and beam, their best events as well. Cardinal ranked to 15th on floor. Have a season high 49.425. Some huge tumbling coming up here for the Cardinal. And beam is the Huskies event so far, knock on wood. Head coach Elise Ray was known for her difficult beam performances. She is their beam coach. That is the only event that she personally coaches, takes a ton of pride in. We'll see Mallory Rose, the Huskies beam specialist, has tore her ACL at the NCAA regional competition last year mid-routine and was able to hang on for the Huskies to be able to qualify to nationals. It was quite a suspenseful moment. But you'll see Mallory Rose. You'll see senior Jocelyn Goings, Madison Kopiak. That's not the order of the lineup. Let's go in order for consistency's sake. Mallory Rose will lead off. Then Maya Washington, Madison Kopiak, Jocelyn Goings, Ebony Roberson, and Haley Burleson. So Washington looking for some really big beam scores to get back up in that 196 area they want to be, or excuse me, 197 area. They have a lot of work to do to get up to the 197 mark. Would need to be in the 49.5s on vault on beam and floor. Possible, definitely possible on beam. Floor would require a little home cooking from the judges, which you just don't know. We don't know what kind of judges we have right now. But Washington with just a narrow lead, 4/10 over Stanford after 2 rotations. Cardinal, fantastic on vault, had to count a fall on bars. As I mentioned, they are ranked 15th on floor, season high 49.425. Huskies ranked 11th on beam, season high 49.375. So Stanford, currently ranked 22nd. They really want to get up to that top 18 mark. They have some low. Stanford lineup on floor today. They will be led off by Kaylee Cole, then Haley Hoffman, Taylor Lawson, Rachel Flam, Kyla Bryant, and Elizabeth Price. Price has a 10 last week at Cal. So nice to see her really shine. Key event titles, 4 all-arounds, and has 15 scores over 9.9. I guess that is up to 17 scores of 9.9. Yeah, I mean, she's just a superstar. I'll stop gushing over her. Her routines speak for themselves, but just a great representative of the sport, and just nice to continue to see elite gymnasts who may not have had the dream end to their career be able to have a second life in college gymnastics.
Elizabeth Price.
You can tell it's time for beam when the music slows down. The gymnasts typically get to pick their beam song. And they're usually like really slow and mellow and gives you a little insight into their personality. Nice in college gymnastics, at least in a dual meet, that the teams alternate. And so they're not competing with whomever's floor music happens to be on. Great mount here from Mallory, jump split. It's really hard to talk about how difficult that is. It takes so much coordination right off the top. Front aerial corrects her wobble in the middle there to stick that back handspring. Mallory has been an incredible beam specialist for the Huskies. She's a junior from Orlando, Florida. Very nice connection there. The needle turn shows off her gorgeous flexibility. Gains a little bit of bonus there as she connects into that switch leap. She tied her career high last week, went 9.9 at ASU. This is just her 4th beam routine of the season. Like I mentioned, coming off a torn ACL from last year's regional competition. She will dismount right here, side aerial to tuck full. Beautifully done, just one small step. Solid lead off for Mallory Rose. You'll see as she comes up, she's a little bit dropped that left shoulder, but corrects it perfectly to connect that quickly. She'll want that little step back. Kaylee Cole up in the leadoff for Stanford, sophomore out of Flower Mound, Texas, Coppell High School, Texas Dreams. Very nice 2.5 twist punch front to start. Everybody loves a little Britney Spears. Shout out former Husky Chelsea Bakken, used Britney Spears way back in the day. A little bit of a wonky landing on her Rudy there. Front full, front pike. Solid routine from Taylor Cole. Mallory Rose starts off with the 9.825. Good start for the Gym Dogs. Maya Washington will be next. It's been solid, but not exceptional so far this season. She's been over 9.8 twice, has a career high 9.825, season high. As I mentioned, she's hit 9.8 twice. Slight bobble on the flight series, but drops those arms down. Solid side aerial. Huge switch side. She'll continue her leap series. Here's 2 straddle jumps sideways. Beautifully done. Great extension. Cole goes 9.8 on floor. Maya will dismount here with the front full. And just one step forward. Solid routine for Maya. Haley Hoffman next. First time we've seen her today. The junior out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Competed at Olympus School of Gymnastics. She's been in 5 lineups this season, over 9.8 3 times. Nice front pass, front through to Rudy. Double tuck, stumbles a bit on that landing. She's competed primarily on the vault and floor for the Cardinal in her career. Last pass, Rudy. Nice stag jump. Solid routine from Haley Hoffman. Washington goes 9.75 for the Huskies, so Madison Kopiak is next. Sophomore out of Calgary, Alberta, Calgary Gymnastics Center. Huskies have a couple incoming recruits from her former club. She has a season high 9.9. Very nice. Just the slightest balance check on that flight series. Not quite 180 on that. Good. Again, just the slightest of arm checks on her major flight skills. She will do a 1.5 dismount. Nice stick. Great job from Madison Kopiak. There is really nothing like that feeling of sticking a dismount, and you can tell most gymnasts are elated at that point. It shouldn't matter more than any other part of the routine, but as Tim Daggett says, it's the last thing a judge sees. So it's a good exclamation point for any routine. As we move over to Taylor Lawson, a really fun floor routine coming up. Taylor, freshman out of Pennsylvania, competed at Parkettes. Was 3-time JO national qualifier. 1.5 through to a double tuck. Woo! Just stays in bounds. Great air awareness. Last week against Cal went 9.875 for her career high. She was second on floor at last year's Junior Nationals. Sister Brooke competed at Bridgeport, led their team to 2 consecutive national titles. Solid double pike, little bit of form, but a good routine from Taylor Lawson. Real fun and entertaining. Teammates love it, clearly. Really difficult 1.5 through the double tuck there. Kopiak gets a 9.875. Great score for her as we go over to senior Jocelyn Goings. Gorgeous routine coming up here. Great flexibility, like the routine composition. She will do the only triple series in the Husky lineup here. 2 flip-flops into a layout, step out. Just the smallest of bobbles. Jocelyn is senior out of Phoenix, competed for Desert Lights. Great extension on her straddle quarter there. She was all conference on beam in 2017. Won 5 of 5 beam titles. Favorite skill to do on the beam here is her gainer layout. Gorgeous. Nice to see her getting back into top competition form after suffering that ankle injury. Just her dismount. Beautifully done. Woo! Sometimes they throw their head back a little too far. It causes them to hop around. So we'll see how the judges decide to handle that dismount. Otherwise, quite a gorgeous routine. High difficulty, high execution. Lawson goes 9.85. Cardinal putting up a great floor set so far with 2 9.8s and a 9.85. We go to Flam. Starts with a difficult Arabian double front. She has really struggled on the landing of this throughout the season. Let's see if she can put it to her feet cleanly here. Ooh, tough break for Flam. Such hard difficulty. What I love about what Coach Tabitha Yim has done is that she is not shying away from the difficulty. She has super talented gymnasts on her roster, and she's not going to make them do double pikes and double tucks. Like, she is going to capitalize on what they can do. The more you do it, you're a freshman, she's going to have that Arabian double down or whatever is in her repertoire, because she's an extremely talented gymnast. Is continuing with these hard E passes and good difficulty. Has a 9.8 season, 7.5 season high, so you know when she hits it well. Beautiful double pike, perfect form. Most gymnasts start with that, and she has ended with it. So tough break for Rachel Flam, but great difficulty. You'll see this double pike has beautiful form midair, legs glued together.
For your gymnasts on the beam, Ebony Roberson.
Jocelyn Goings gets a 9.9 to set up Ebony Roberson. Goings with a super difficult flight series, 2 standing layouts. Or, excuse me, Ebony. She is ranked 62nd. Her highest ranking event. Solid leap series. Flight series coming right up. Layout, step out, layout, step out. What was great about that is that the second layout rose so high as if she were doing it out of a back handspring. Really exceptional. Just her dismount. She'll do a gainer full off the side. Perfectly done. Great routine for Roberson. Should capitalize on that high score from Jocelyn Goings. Should be a high score for Ebony Roberson. So nice to see her comeuppance this season. I mean, not a single routine last year, and she is over 9.8 consistently on every event. Exactly what Elise Ray was looking for. Flam 915. This is Kyla Bryant. Huge tumbling coming here. Just an exceptional double layout. .9925 season high in the very first meet of her Stanford career. Nice way to start. Just so easy. She has so much power. Little bit of a movie star in her own right. She was the body double for Gabby Douglas's movie, The Gabrielle Douglas Story. Has a athletic family member as well, brother of hers, Caleb, competed on the Wake Forest track and field team. Last pass, she'll do an open double tuck. She should get more points for that. She doesn't, but does not even grab her legs because she has so much power. Superstar in the making for Stanford there, Kyla Bryant. Like Flam, has really exceptional form on her double pike. You'll see her double layout here, or excuse me, her double tuck. See how she doesn't even touch her legs. Doesn't need to. She can rotate without that. Roberson gets a 9.9 as well, so quite a 9.925. She went 9.9 last week at ASU. She's won 3 meets on beam. She was all conference in 2017. Do a front aerial right into her back handspring. Slight drop of the shoulder there. The NCAA decided to side aerial on one foot, swings through to the switch leap. Shows off her control and her flexibility. Her long lines, really, this is an obscure reference, but reminds me of Nina Durwal. She's an international competitor from Belgium. Look it up. You'll believe me if you see it. Gorgeous side aerial to gain her full. So there was the one little balance check, and that was about it. Great end of that beam rotation for the Huskies. Elise Ray making her mark on that beam team. And, I mean, just from one fabulous beam routine over to Elizabeth Price on floor. She's going to channel Beyonce here. Gorgeous high double layout to start. If our video people missed that, I'm going to be very disappointed for you. It was awesome. Just so easy for her. Woo, little bit too much power. Has to wave the arms a bit. Little bit short on that double pike. So for most people, those little bobbles would be acceptable. For her, she's gotten a 10, like I said last week, so kind of uncharacteristic little bobbles for her. As we move over to a exhibition from Michaela Nelson, Huskies end up with a 49.425 on beam. Right as I said, they need a 49.5 to get that 197 mark, so season high for their beam lineup. Michaela, sophomore, huge floaty layout. Really love the height she gets there. She has a career high 985, but has been unable to make into the UW beam lineup. That is how deep the Huskies are on beam. Also, senior Zoe Schaefer has been in that beam lineup previously in her career, not this season. Pitch front. A little bit of a long wait for her dismount there. 1.5. Oh, just the smallest of hops, but gorgeous, gorgeous exhibition routine for Michaela Nelson. Pitch front was a little low, but holds on as we now head over to rotation 4. Huskies over to floor, Stanford to beam. So after 3, Huskies up by about 7.5 tenths or so. Going into floor, looking for a huge final rotation to gonna be tough to break that 197 mark. But regardless, looking for a high 49, their season high so far, a 49.375. They're actually ranked 8th in the country on floor. The Cardinal ranked 16th on beam. They have a season high 49.325. Tree on floor. Maya Washington, though, the highest ranked Husky. She's ranked 44th. Over on beam, Kyla Bryant will be your stud for Stanford. She is ranked 26th. Tied on that event with Elizabeth Price. Beam, the only event that Price has yet to 10 on in her collegiate career, didn't hardly compete. I don't know if she had a single beam lineup for the Cardinal as a junior. In their final 2 home meets of the season. crazy that it's the end of February already. But would love to stay in the top 10. This is the week where everyone shuffles in the rankings a bit as the RQS a better regional placement. But a lot more gymnastics to come for all teams. So after their trip down to Cedar City, Utah, Huskies come back for a tri-meet against UC Davis and SPU on March 9th, and then a Thursday night meet, March 15th against Boise State. That'll be fun. BYU will be here as well, so you can switch back and forth between the first round of March Madness games and have your own March Madness with the Husky gymnastics team in their final home meet before the Pac-12 championships. Let's check out the Stanford schedule. What do they got left? Cardinal heads to, I believe, the third iteration of Elevate the Stage. That'll be in Augusta, Georgia, so traveling across the country next week to compete against Georgia, Nebraska, and Illinois. Then Elizabeth Price's final home meet will be against UCLA March 11th, so they've got home and away, and then they've got the Pac-12 championships to work their way up into the top 18. We love to see those conference teams working their way up into the top 18. Little lineup rundown here for Stanford. Kaylee Cole will lead off, just as she did on vault and floor. Nicole Hoffman then will be followed by Rachel Flam, Elizabeth Price, Kyla Bryant, and Lauren Navarro. For the Huskies over on floor, Michaela Nelson leads off, has worked her way into the lineup, followed by Ebony Roberson, then Zoe Schaefer in her first and only appearance of the evening, then Kristen Hoffa, Maya Washington, and Haley Burleson. This is arguably one of the toughest positions in college gymnastics. The lead off on beam really sets the mental tone for the team. Beautiful layout series. Wasn't in the lineup. She's been in every beam lineup so far this season. Was looking at her floor. Went 9.775 against Cal last weekend. Solid connection. The slightest bobble on the full turn. Other than that, beautiful routine. Stanford will have super difficult dismounts throughout this rotation. She'll do a double full here. Really nicely done. Bends over for the stick. Super excited about that. Good meet for Kaylee Cole. Sorry if I've been saying Kylie that whole routine. That was clearly Kaylee Cole. Deserves me to pronounce her name correctly after a routine like that. So over to Michaela Nelson. Just broke into the Huskies floor lineup a few weeks ago. She's been 9.825 the last 2 weeks. That was her first just in 2 meets as a gym dog so far. Big double tuck, nice landing. Like on bars, she really climbs into a tiny tuck position there, rotates very quickly. Front layout, front full. Looked like she was rotating a little slow on that layout, but pulled out the full. Great extension on those leaps. believe we'll end with a double pike. Great landing, solid routine. Just her third college floor routine for Michaela Nelson. Great performance by her. Nicole Hoffman mounting beam for Stanford. Cole goes 9.8. This is the first time we've seen Hoffman tonight. She's a junior, psych major. Trained at Galaxy Gymnastics out of Bedford, New York. Solid series, little bit of leg bend coming over. Whew. She has just been in one beam lineup this season, went 9.8 at UC Davis. Solid leaps. Solid dismount for Nicole Hoffman. See her series there. Just a little bit of that back leg bending as it's coming over the top. Minor deduction there in that small hop. I did not catch, Nelson score another 9.825. Here's Ebony Robertson competing her all-around competition for the day. Has a career high 9.9. She has struggled in warm-ups quite a bit on this Rudy punch layout. No problem there. Sometimes you just need that adrenaline from competition. She's been over 9.8 last 5 meets. See if she can land this well and continue that streak. Double tuck. Woo! Hops right out of bounds. So unfortunate landings in that routine. Just a little too much power all around. First and last passes there for Roberson. Hoffman goes at 9.625 for Stanford. Here's Rachel Flam. See if she can harness her power and stay on the beam. She has a 9.875 season high at Arizona. Been over 9.8 in the last 3 meets. She's ranked 50th in the country on the event. Nice high layout, 2 feet there. Bit of a form deduction on the back handspring though. Nice front tuck. Just been in 3 lineups and has been over 9.8 in all of them so far on that path. Front full, nicely done. Good routine and good way to end the meet on a high for Rachel Flam after that fantastic vault. Good to see her end beam up to her potential. So Roberson's score a 9.525. That will be one the Huskies want to drop. Here is senior Zoe Schaefer out of Minneapolis, competed for Twin City Twisters, same club as former Husky Sam Wallier and the reigning national all-around leader from Oklahoma, whose name I am clearly blanking on, and everyone's saying it because I know what it is. I just can't remember right now. So we'll get back to Zoe Schaefer, though, and I'll just blurt her name when I remember it in a few minutes. Schaefer, career high 9.925. We'll start with the double tuck. This is Zoe Schaefer, but they were club teammates. Bounding second pass, gorgeous. Zoe this summer spent the summer in Portland as one of just 9 interns at Nike World Headquarters. Wants to work in sports when she graduates from the UW here in June. Beautiful. Last pass coming up. Flam went 9.75. We'll see if we can get her remaining elusive 10 on beam here from Elizabeth Price. Just a slight bobble on the front aerial, as if her gymnastics prowess isn't enough. She's majoring in biomechanical engineering at Stanford. Gorgeous layout 2 feet. She's ranked 26th on beam. She went 9.95 earlier in the season against ASU. Huge dismount coming up here, double pike. Beautifully done, just the smallest step. A treat to watch Elizabeth Price in her final season at Stanford. As we bounce back over, Zoe Schaefer goes 9.85, and this is Kristen Hoffa. See if she can harness her power on floor. Big double pike. Kristen was ready for a huge season as a sophomore last year when she tore Achilles on floor. So nice to see her recovered back in the lineup. Nice tumbling. Career high 9.9. Last week went 9.875 at ASU. Not quite at 180 on that Terjete half. Big double tuck. Ooh, opens up. Low landing there will be a couple tenths deduction. It looked like she opened up early. It wasn't that she didn't have the power for it. Kind of didn't stay tight in that tuck. Price got a 9.825. One judge went with 9.9. One went 9.75. As we get treat here from Kyla Bryant. Final of her 4 events tonight. It's that series. Knock on wood, she's hit every routine as a freshman on beam. Love that. Really do not see that switch leap from 2 feet to 2 feet like that. I don't even know if you call it a switch leap, but it was great. Oh! Whew. If I'd have jinxed her, I would have had to apologize. It's the biggest bobble she has had on beam all season. But huge dismount, super difficult coming up here. The most difficult being done in college gymnastics right now. Tumbles into the double tuck, gets huge height off the beam there. You can tell disappointed with that routine, but easy to see her high caliber of difficulty. Those 2 back handsprings into the double tuck, holds on a little bit too long, big step. So not her usual from Kyla Bryant. And Hoffa goes just a 9-7. So looking for a big score here from Maya Washington. Nice double tuck. She tied for the floor title last week at ASU. She's been over 9-9 in 3 of the last 5 meets. Highest ranked Husky on floor at 44th. 3-time JO National qualifier, also qualified to the Nastia Liukin Cup in 2015. She's with me. Maya saves her hardest tumbling pass for last here. I'll do a double pike. Chest down a little bit, but controls the landing. She's super stoked. Good routine from Maya Washington. You know, there's a fad in college gymnastics right now to have some sort of crown stick thing. It looks like the Huskies are making it rain, which I suppose is appropriate in Seattle, but throwing bills out, not sure about it. Right now over to Lauren Navarro in the anchor spot. A gorgeous beam worker, a little bit of a step out there on her series. Freshman from Southern California has a 9.925 season high. She's been over 9.8 in all but 1 meet so far this season. Ranked 26th, placed first on beam at the 27 JO Nationals. Alternate at the 2015 Pan American Games. She's competed all around in 6 meets this season. This would be her 7th. Like her, a couple teammates for her. Super difficult dismount here. Double tuck. Big step on the landing, but super difficult dismount. No other collegiate team, as far as I know, competes 3 double tucks or, double flips at the end of their beam lineup. Super impressive. So the senior Haley Burleson is the anchor for the Gym Dogs. Maya Washington goes 9.85. Gym Dogs looking to drop a low score. Few low scores, so looking for a big routine for their senior. With her height, does some high tumbling. New second pass for her this year. She'll do a 1.5 through to a double full. Nicely done. This sort of music is more in line with what I expect her to have, with the long lines, great flexibility. Has a career high 9.9, season high, career high 9.95, season high 9.9, tied last week. She's ranked 49th. Difficult 2.5 twist to end. Woo! You could tell she was under-rotating just a little bit, so took the big step back, but otherwise should be good enough to drop that low score from Evany Roberson. So a good day for the Huskies, not their best, as we see an exhibition here from Taylor Lawson. She has not made any of their lineup. Wow, a standing Arabian, so difficult. Little shy on the leap positions there. Burleson score a 9.875 to round out the Huskies' floor rotation. Back handspring 2 feet, or excuse me, layout 2 feet. And a piked gainer off the end. Super difficult. A solid beam routine from Taylor Lawson. We'll be excited to see that one make it into the lineup. Such difficulty on Stanford from beam. Excuse me, from Stanford on beam. And overall, a decent road score for them. They had to count that fall on bars. Huskies will end up with a 196.475. Not quite the 197 that they have been hitting the last 2 weeks, but a respectable score. We'll have an exhibition here from Haley Roy. She has been in and out of the lineup, replaced by Michaela Nelson. She is a super powerful tumbler. Just a ton of power. Essentially, open pike double there. Big leaps. Haley out of Tacoma, Washington, competed for Auburn Gymnastics. Career and season high of a 9.85. Big front tumbling pass. Final pass, big double tuck. Woo, too much power there, steps out of bounds. A solid end to the meet for Haley Roy in exhibition for the Huskies. So let me run through the final scores for you. The Huskies will win the meet over the Cardinal. They'll go 196.475. Clearly the highlight of the day, that Husky beam rotation, ending with 3 scores over 9.9. Stanford with a 195.45, not the score they were hoping for with those 2 falls over on bars. So really hope to get some depth over on bars for them. Their high, clearly that 49.225 on vaults, 9.9s from Elizabeth Price and Rachel Flam. So we'll run through our event winners. Rachel Flam indeed wins vault, 9.925. Bars is tied for the win, Elizabeth Price and Kyla Bryant at 9.9. For the Huskies, Ebony Roberson, a new season high and career high, 9.925 with the beam win. And over on floor, 9.875s for Haley Burleson and Kyla Bryant. The all-around one by Elizabeth Price, 39.425. And Haley Burleson from the Huskies follows her up with the 39.35. So not a perfect meet for either team. It's that mid-season point where you're trying to finalize your lineups, trying to clean everything up. Your legs are tired. This is a really hard sport that they make look really easy. So really fortunate to be with you today, and look forward to being back here in 2 weeks after the Huskies hit the road for Southern Utah next week. So I'm going to sign off as they finish with awards. Thank you for joining us today, and go Gym Dogs.